Okay, we've been talking a lot about surfaces, elevation, and how surfaces behave when you interact with them. Let's take a quick quiz to see how we're doing. Here you see three different screens. In each screen, there's an app bar and some content. But the surface arrangements in these three screens is very different. You'll notice the shadows are a bit different here. And when you scroll the content, the natural behavior of the surfaces in each screen differs as well. For each screen, assuming the app bar doesn't change its elevation, check the box if the app bar should stay in place when you scroll the content. The answer is that the app bar should stay in place in the first and the third screens. Let's take a look. In the first screen, since the app bar is above the content forming a step, the content surface should slide beneath the app bar. In the second screen, since the app bar and content are adjacent surfaces, they form a seam. When you slide the content surface, the app bar has to move as well to make space for the content surface. In the last screen, the app bar is below the content surface, again forming a step. But this time, when scrolling the content, it should cover the app bar since the content surface is at a higher elevation.
In this lesson, we learned about constructing your UI out of tangible material surfaces. We learned how surface arrangement and layering can make UIs easier to understand.
We discussed how to determine which actions should be highlighted in a fab and how to have surfaces react to touch and scrolling.
In the sample app, we put these concepts into practice with code. In lesson 3, we'll start thinking about the content of those surfaces, the ink on our digital sheets of paper. Stay tuned.
Instantly recognized by most of the connected world, the Google logo wasn't always so polished and actually has a rich typographic history.
The original logo was created by Sergey Brin in GIMP using a typeface called Baskerville Bold. Yep, that's right, in GIMP.
Now, there was even a time when the Google logo had an exclamation point at the end, like with Yahoo.
Ruth Kadar designed the logo we see today, but before the final design was reached, she iterated on a whole bunch of ideas. The final word mark is set in the Cthulhu typeface using the primary colors in green. It's continued to evolve over the past 16 years with minor refinements, and most recently, a flatter, more simplified look.
Now, Google Doodles have become a much anticipated part of the Google.com homepage. But did you know the idea for Doodles came about when Sergey and Larry wanted to mark the occasion of attending Burning Man in 1998?
The doodles are temporary marks that denote holidays, significant events, or figures. The doodles stylistically mix organic and inorganic objects and figures to make the letter forms.
Now, after viewing just a few of them, thanks to the Gestalt laws of grouping, your brain immediately recognizes even very lyrical and stylized drawings as the individual letters in the word Google.
Now, material design utilizes these very same principles and concepts to make it easier for your users to comprehend your UI.
Knowing all that, will you look at the Google logo the same ever again?